Okay, it's already started.
Okay.
Just make sure you got him and I in frame.
Okay.
Okay. Hi, this is Donald Randall here. I'm just kind of like a little bit nervous. I've never been nervous before. I interviewed a lot of people, but the reason why I'm nervous, Mr. E.Gonzalez, because you are the grandson of the founder of Felix Chevrolet, which is history and legendary. I mean, when I was a kid, driving up and down the street, I used to see this dealership here on Figueroa and Jefferson here in Los Angeles. And I've been going to car shows for about 10 years. And just about every lowrider car show and old school car show, they have the license plate frame, Felix Chevrolet. And Sir William, my newfound friend, at least I want to at least call him my friend, it is a pleasure to sit with you, for you taking the time out with me to say, first of all, hello, sir.
Hello.
All right. We just actually finished up a car show, the first annual. Actually, what you let them know? Look over there. Let them know what was the car show about and the name of the car show.
Well, it's the Vintage Chevrolet Club of America, and they've been a club for 50 years.
Okay.
So we really had quite a combination here. The club 50 years, Felix Chevrolet 90 years, and Chevrolet 100 years. Yeah.
Wow, so I understand that you came in town from
Kansas City, that's where I live now. And I just wanted to come and share, see all the cars, and reminisce about the past, if you will. And of course, I saw a lot of cars that I, as a kid, drove, as a young man sold, and it was quite an experience.
To be here today, be the grandson of the man who started this dealership here in 2011, how did that make you feel?
Well, it certainly made me feel proud, and it's difficult to explain. Quite frankly, I teared up a lot on certain things. It really did.
I can understand.
It's quite an emotional feeling, and I'm very proud to be part of the family that started this tradition. Because Felix Chevrolet in Los Angeles is a big thing.
Yeah, oh yeah, believe me, it's a big deal.
Yeah.
I mean, you can have, like I said, all the lowriders, especially the 6.4, which is like the lowrider car, Chevy 6.4, and you know, an Impala, and it's like, I mean, Felix the Cat and Felix Chevrolet, all in the one, you know?
Right.
And it's just like, I can ask him the most serious question ever. What kind of car do you drive?
Well, right now I drive a Saturn View. I was driving Cadillacs, and my wife said, I want you to get something cute. So I've got a little crossover. But Chevrolet has been part of my life always.
Wow. And were you born here in Los Angeles, or you were born?
And I lived here for 50 years.
Okay.
I was a Buick dealer for 29 years. And then I retired from that and became a consultant.
Okay.
I managed business peer groups for Chevrolet, Ford, Cadillac, Nissan, Toyota, all different car dealerships.
So you've been in the car industry all your life?
60 years.
60 years.
I've been working for 60 years in the car industry.
Wow. So you've seen a lot of changes in the car industry.
Sure have.
What do you think about recent, in the last year, with the whole car industry pretty much almost tanking totally?
Well, one thing I know for sure is the domestics. The domestic manufacturers are building much better cars than they were before. And and they're on the way back. Very strong. The whole economy struggles at this particular point.
Unfortunately, yeah, it is.
And the purchase of an automobile was a big decision.
A big purchase, yeah, absolutely.
A lot of money. So, but I'm excited about the fact that Chevrolet, Buick, Cadillac, all companies, and they're coming back soon.
Now, since I was a kid, once again from the 70s, the dealership has been right here on this corner. Has it always been here for all the 90 years?
No.
No.
It was at 12th and Grand.
Downtown Los Angeles.
Right. In the early 30s. In fact, my grandfather built the store at 12th and Grand right in the middle of the Great Depression. So you talk about somebody with some courage and some chutzpah, we had it. And then he died, unfortunately, in 1936 as a result of an accident while playing polo.
Wow.
And my grandmother, as I understand it, was the first General Motors car dealer in the country. And she was able to keep the store if she found somebody to run it, to manage it, and Chevrolet approved that. And she did. And that person, Bob Gregg, ran the store until 1955, and he passed away. And at that time, General Motors said, Mrs. Felix, you've got to stay. So I was just coming out of the Army at that point. And so the store was sold to Nick Shamus. And I went to work at a Buick store in the 80th of Vermont. My stepfather owned that store. And started in the service department, went to the sales department, got into management. He passed away in 1965, right after the riots, in November. And I took the store over, and with the help of General Motors, so I was there. My store was the last in the area. Then I moved to Culver City. And had a good deal of success out there. And ended up having to sell out because I had a partner and I got within 1.5% of control. And he decided he wanted to bring his son. So,
there goes the business.
yeah, so I left and looking for another dealership all over. I found something in Minnesota, and that's where I went. And in 1994, I sold that. A standalone Buick in 1994. I could see the writing on the wall. And I couldn't get truck, I couldn't get Cadillac, I couldn't get anything going. So I sold out and played golf.
Like you should.
Yeah. Played a lot of golf, and my handicap went up 4 foot. Yeah. My wife says you need to go back to work. So, business peer groups for car dealers. That's what I was doing. Consulting. Going around all over the country, telling people the mistakes they made were paid.
Wow.
Not a bad deal.
Not
right?
a bad job at all.
Anyway, I just retired in the early part of 2010.
Okay.
And now I need to stay busy.
Things around the house.
And I do a lot of gardening again. I'm watching football games and baseball games. Back in the Rotary Club now because I was traveling all the time. I couldn't attend meetings. So doing that. And, I'm just getting used to the retirement.
Just sitting in. Is there any interest from your grandfather or any heirs of your grandfather to across the street to Felix Chevrolet now? Is there any interest? You guys have any interest in the business?
No.
No? Just the name?
Just the name. And Mr. Shamus paid quite a bit of money for the use of Felix Chevrolet.
That's the new owner?
Yeah.
What's his name?
Nick Shamus.
Nick Shamus.
Now, he's passed away now.
Okay.
His wife, I met his wife.
Okay.
Very nice lady, and his daughter. And, he really took the company and so on and expanded. Bought a lot of different stuff.
So who owns the company now?
Well, I think the Shamus family does, but I'm not sure.
Oh, I see. I got you. Okay.
I'm not sure.
Wow. So how do we? Once again, today, going to the car show, just seeing the cars, the name, and the old photos. They have like a display with the photos of the grandfather and I guess partners and other family members. It just, what was the emotion on that?
Well, it was very emotional. Quite frankly, I teared up quite a few times. The pictures and so on came from me.
Oh, I see. Okay.
And I sent them to the club. Well, actually, we made a tape. Sent them to the club and they
printed them out and made a display.
And it's all very emotional.
Now, another serious question. When you mentioned, I'm the grandson of Felix Chevrolet, do they give you free lunch or free dinner? Do it work for you?
You know, my family says you pay your way.
Absolutely.
You know, and I feel fortunate. I'm very proud of what my family has done. And I'm glad that I'm around to see this point. The show was magnificent. The cars, it takes me way back.
What do you think about lowriders? Because that's like Felix Chevrolet to me. Lowriders and also what they call the bomb. What do you think about the lowrider car specifically?
Well, mine, I lowered the back end of my cars. I never all the way down. Lowrider is a different thing. It's I would be afraid to hit a bump, and where I'm living now, there's a lot of potholes, and you scrape the bottom of the car.
But are you aware the 6-4 Impala is like the lowrider car? Are you aware of that? It's like the most famous, car. And like I said, with that frame around it saying Felix Chevrolet Jefferson Figueroa, and that's a stamp. That's a true lowrider.
Right. Well, it's exciting to see them. And there are over 200 vehicles.
Well, William, I want to say thank you for the sit down and have a safe trip. You're going back home tomorrow, I understand.
Yes, that's right.
Have a safe trip back home. And I'm going to do what I can on my show, down around the cars and highlights, to always give Felix Chevrolet, your grandfather, you and everybody, the thumbs up and the support to keep the legacy going, because it really means something to me. I'm telling you, when I was a kid, my brother had the old lowriders around that license plate. Felix Chevrolet. You guys are still here in 2011. I'm so glad that you made it out today, and hopefully we'll do the same annual event.
Wouldn't that be wonderful? And if they do it again, I'm here.
Hey man, I'm looking forward to that. Thank you, sir. And can you look into that camera and say you're watching Cars and Highlights?
We're watching Cars and Highlights.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, once again, this is Donald Randall here with Mr. William Gonzalez with the Z on the end. Right. And it's 2011. It's Memorial Day weekend, and we're going to sign off until next time.
Right.
All right. Thanks.
All right. All right. Let me get a photo with you and him. Let me get a still at least.